Hi Stampers, it's Monday, January 4th, so it is the last day for the holiday catalog. So we're gonna have another out with the old, in with the new project to share, because tomorrow is the first day for the next catalog and celebration. So on Friday, I did an out with the old, in with the new project. So I thought that was kind of a fun idea and I wanted to show that to you again. So today's out with the old, in with the new, we are going to feature the coming home stamp set and dies, and then we're going to come on with the sweet ice cream stamp set and the ice cream builder punch. So, all right, you guys ready to get stamping? Let's go. All right, so as I pull you guys down here and get you centered, I didn't realize I still have my paper from last time. Anyway, what's a little ink between friends, right? So, project for our first stamp set coming home. This stamp set is the one from the holiday catalog that is the Making a Difference stamp set. And Stampin' Up! Always comes out with a Making a Difference set where they donate part of the purchase cost of that stamp set to making a difference to a charitable organization. So this one will go in each of the different Stampin' Up! Markets across the globe to support charities that deal with adoption, foster care, and infertility. So making a difference that way. All right. So I have a piece of Sahara Sand cardstock, which is my kind of go-to non-vanilla neutral in place of Whisper White. It's highly stampable and very pretty. The paper that I'm going to use is a retiring paper, have it in the background here, which is totally Christmas. The nice thing about this paper though is that it has sides that are definitely not Christmassy, and this is on a nice special as part of the year-end closeout, which ends today, so don't wait. And I also wanted to show you this project because the paper swap, or paper share that I'm doing, comes with pieces of 4x6 designer series paper. So what you're gonna wanna do for this card, which is great from those, is you're gonna use your card base, which I'm cutting the other direction, but it'll work fine that way too. Use your card base, you're going to trim off 1/2 inch, and you're going to add your designer series paper to the background. So I'm gonna pull this across here and add these pretty stars, which are ideal for a set. And then I'm gonna flip to the back side because often those papers are perfectly coordinated. And I'm just gonna trim off, I don't know, I'm just gonna eye it about that much and go ahead and stick this down. Normally I'd use dimensionals here, but I forgot. I got excited for the next step. So, all right, so we have our card base done, and you could do lots of different things with this, but since we're gonna use our coming home stamp set, I have my house and car, and we're gonna go with Night of Navy since it matches our other elements here. And I'm gonna go ahead and stamp this. I had a scrap handy. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna need another scrap here. I'm gonna stamp our house and our little car. Oops, that's sprinkles. That's for our next project. All right, and there we go. Okay, so now I have our pieces, and I'm not even going to bother to color these. I think they're really pretty as they are. I'll use our dies and cut them out, and through the magic of television, I have, ta-da, die cut elements. Now, I could just go ahead and stick these here. This would make a great focal point, but I felt like it needed something more, which, can you see this? It's just off the edge of my screen. If you hadn't figured out, this is my more. So I like to give sometimes a focal point needs just a little more oomph, and a circle punch, as with the 2 1/4 inch circle punch, is a great go-to. This is my go-to punch. I have my Stitch Shapes dies that are my go-to dies. This is my go-to punch. So what I'm gonna do is layer this on here, and we'll pop some Stampin' Dimensionals behind it. This is the new paper. I showed it last week with our Love Always stamp set. And remember this card here? There we go, that pretty foil paper. So this foil paper will be available starting tomorrow on the 5th. And we'll pop these dimensional backings off. Anyway, it has a tendency to curl. It's the Wonder Woman cuff paper. So you wanna make sure you are generous with your adhesive on there. So, all right, now our house and car are gonna go on there. We'll just add more dimensionals. We'll just keep this. This is gonna be a layered card. So this card would be, I think it's kind of great for the season and situation that we're in. Just a nice thinking of you. And I'm not going to put the greeting on the front of it because I kind of like it. I think it kind of says enough, right? This is us with our cars all parked at home. I'm going to give it a little extra embellishment, and these elegant faceted gems work perfectly. Remember my tip about cutting your paper or cutting your packets open from the side? I'm going to weight this down here at the bottom with the bulkier faceted gems at the bottom, and then just one lighter one at the top, so it kind of draws your eye down. And there we have kind of our finished stay-at-home card. So you could put any greeting you want inside this. The one that I would add though is from the celebration set. So this is a free set that will be available tomorrow. For each $50 you order, you get an item from the celebration mini catalog. Stampin' Up! Said celebration could go live as early as, or will be live at least by 3 a.m. Mountain Time on the 5th. So depending on your dedication and your need for new things, you could get up really early. But this one has a stamp here that says we're in this together, which I think is a great sentiment for this. So we're finding fun ways to adapt and adjust, and we are in this all together for sure. Okay. All right. So that is our first card. So this is our out with the old card. So things here that are going to be disappearing. And then we're going to bring Sweet Ice Cream back because we are going to make another version of this card. So I have the same card base. I have another piece of designer series paper. So this is the paper and size and paper from the ice cream, missing page there, from the ice cream paper, which today is the 4th. So it's the last day to sign up for my designer series paper share. Make sure you check the link description for a link there, or go to my website at LovenStamps.com and look for a blog post about the share. If it's full, the form will be gone and I'll have a note about it, but hopefully you can still sign up for that. And so what I'm going to do is the same thing. I just split off a piece of this, let's see, we're going to go with this direction. I split off 1/2 inch from the bottom, and I'm going to go ahead and attach this here. Remember, with your seal adhesive, you want to keep on rolling. That always has music in my head. Keep on rolling. Keep on. I'm going to stop there because that was pretty painful, I'm sure. It's painful for me, so it must have been awful for you. All right, and then I'm going to grab our piece of Sahara sand because, again, I told the story about the Whisper White being out of stock with Stampin' Up. Sadly, the factory has closed, so we can't get that anymore, and so we're out of paper right now. When you do that Whisper White, not all the paper, just Whisper White. When you do your stamping, I always like to look at the punch and just make sure that I've got it oriented. And this punch is amazingly designed so that it punches the top and the bottom of your ice cream cone. And I'm gonna go with terracotta tile, which I don't use too often, but is growing on me. There's a lot of great things in the holiday catalog for this. And I'm gonna show you a trick with the strawberries later this week, so keep an eye out for that. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and punch this separately from our ice cream cone. So let's see, we also need some sprinkles on here because we're gonna use the sprinkles. So I'm gonna add sprinkles to our ice cream cone because you know what? We can all use sprinkles on our ice cream cone right now. All right, so I'm gonna take this piece and pop it in here. And okay, here's a tip for you. If you manage to cut your paper too small and you forget to find your Post-it notes, here's what you do. You take a piece of scrap paper. Here's my scrap paper. It's all cut up music that I had to pre-record or pre-print so that I could do my virtual choir pieces. So, all right, so I'm gonna take this and basically I'm gonna add a piece of paper that makes it possible for me to hold it. So that will now be easily fit into my punch so that I can punch out our ice cream cone. And then this piece is much more generously sized. So I'll be able to, well, look at that. I perfectly cut it so that I can't hold on to it. All right, that's okay. I can get my thumb in there to hold it in place. Okay, so I'm gonna punch that out. Now this punch here, I could probably just stamp my ice cream cone on. So I might throw that in my box, right? All right, so since we're matching this card here, I'm going to put this across. We're gonna make one little change. I have well, two little changes. I have, from the same foil sheets, I have the sort of champagne color. Actually, it's probably called, Sahara Sand or something in the catalog. We'll have to look that up. Anyway, I'm gonna use that foil and I'm going to put my cone on it. And I wanna leave room for my happy birthday greeting, which is right here. This stamp set has some great scripty greetings for kind of all occasions, so super handy. And I'm gonna stamp this across here. I'm gonna flip it around though, because sometimes stamping upside down is not my jam. I do often practice on my scratch paper just to make sure that the stamp is gonna ink the way I want, that I don't like need to go ink my stamp pad before I stamp. Oh, I like it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and trim our paper just like we did on the other card. We're gonna pop this on just flat, and I'm gonna put it up a little higher because we need room for our ice cream cone and stuff to kind of hang down. So, all right, we're gonna put some dimensionals under here just like we did for our last card. And as I said, be a little bit more generous with your adhesive than you might be otherwise, so that you'll be keep your foil stuck where it's supposed to be. Don't let it foil you. That was terrible. Sorry. If I could record over, I would. All right, and then I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals right at the intersection between those two pieces. It's so much easier than trying to like fussy glue all this down. Just make sure you have dimensional glue on both of them so that they show. And there we have our In with the New. All right, now this card actually needs sprinkles. I'm gonna have to grab those in a second. I have a sample that I'll share with you that has sprinkles on it. Let me find it. Here it is. So this is a swap card. One of the things I love about being a demonstrator is that we do card swaps for ideas. This card is by Kathy Gruby, and can you see the sprinkles there on top? They're little like dimensional discs, and they are part of this suite. So clearly this card's gonna need sprinkles, but I'm not gonna go find them right this second. And then on the inside, I'm going to add our greeting, which says with sprinkles on top. So happy birthday with sprinkles on top. There we go. And then I think probably I would stamp another ice cream cone on the inside. Now, here is a trick for you. You don't want, you want to have some space there between your cone and your ice cream. So I'm gonna punch a mask, which I apologize is the same color now. But now I'm gonna take my ice cream cone and I'm gonna stamp that over it. Well, that was good with my finger in the way. All right, let's see if we can line it up again. Ah, close. Yeah, pretty good. All right, so then I have my ice cream cone there so that it is underneath our ice cream rather than having that triangle overlap there. So, all right, so pretend I added sprinkles to this. So here are our two cards, Out with the Old, In with the New. And these are a great way to think about the dates. So tonight, January 4th, when January 4th is over, Mountain Time. So you West Coast people, remember we go by Mountain Time. When January 4th is over, these supplies will be gone because they are out with the old holiday catalog. And when January 5th rolls around, sometime maybe around 3 a.m. Mountain Time, we will have these new supplies as well as your chance to get free items from the Celebration mini catalog. So that's my Out with the Old, In with the New Monday. One last reminder, sign up for Paper Swap if you're gonna do that. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow because finally I can walk through the catalog with you and show you all of my favorites. I actually have a stack of cards to show you that feature new catalog products. So you're going to love seeing those. So, all right, happy stamping, guys. Have a wonderful Monday, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Happy stamping.